Hi Gina.
Hi Ione. Hi everyone. I'm Gina, the senior editor of Polyester.
And I'm Ione, the founding editor-in-chief of Polyester, and this is the Polyester Podcast, a feminist pop culture podcast dissecting the discourse on a weekly basis.
Please make sure to like, rate, subscribe and review. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our membership platform for exclusive podcast-centered perks. We're offering exclusive video episodes, secret mini episodes, and even episodes centered on what you want us to talk about across different tier options. Go check it out at the link in our description. And if you become a member, you also get a free copy of our new issue.
New issue!
The bedzine.
The bed issue.
Bed. And if you don't want to become a member, you can just buy it.
Which would be nice.
Which is also a lovely option.
It could be really nice.
I think you'd enjoy listening and just reading through it.
And if you order it, you get another free zine.
Oh, girls, there's so much going on that you can have.
Of our e-girl summit. And maybe you'll even get a manifesto poster.
And a kiss on the heart from me.
And me. Anyway.
Do we have any reviews, Ione?
We do. This is from Devon, not from Cornwall. A friend of a friend of a friend recommended me. A friend of mine got me onto listening to this podcast, and it has been the highlight of my morning commute in on a Monday morning. Feels like catching up with the girls without sometimes the exhaustion of actually talking to people. Thank you, Gina and Ione, for being so passionate and thoughtful with your ideas and opinions. I love listening to you both. I only gave 4 stars because I want the episodes to be slightly longer.
Aww.
Which is very nice. Thank you. Sophie on Spotify says, first podcast I've ever heard. Give a shout out to Punnett Squares, 10 out of 10. What the hell is a Punnett Square?
It's what I was on about last week where, you know, when you're in school and they're like, the mum has green eyes, the dad has brown eyes, so the kids have green eyes because that's a dominant trait.
Right, okay.
And it's like a square. And then there's always like that rumour at every school being like, that's how someone found out they were adopted.
And then Aisha says, love this one, girls. Very kind.
That's lovely.
That's lovely.
That's the kind of succinct commentary I adore.
Before we get into it, Gina is down bad this week, but her mind is still sharp as ever.
Girls, I've been doing porky burps.
No, don't bring the porky burps to the podcast. Fucking hell. Oh, no.
And
it's
worse.
been plaguing me all week.
Plaguing you, darling. It's been plaguing me. I've been bedridden. And I've still tricked my way in here to record this podcast.
She's our strongest soldier.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone, give a little violin to Gina.
A big fucking violin.
The biggest, a cello. Is that what a big violin is?
Yeah, I like a cello. Or what does Mav play?
Double bass.
Mav used to play double bass when he was rockabilly.
What didn't he do?
Honestly, wasn't he?
So today we're talking about how, well, it's a couple of conflicting things, but I actually think they're both connected. Everything is connected.
I was literally about to go, we are all connected.
In the sense that they are both basically just like right-wing crazy.
Right-wing crazy?
Right-wing
Football
crazy.
Football mad.
Grab a pack of Walker's Play 30 with the lads, but I don't think Walker's is Tory coded.
I thought it was pint of lager.
Oh, I don't know. I think it must have been a few different things.
Have a glass of Moët.
No. Have
Play
a glass
polo
of
with
sake.
Play polo with the lads.
What would our polyester version be?
I was doing the Tory version.
Fuck off. What would it actually be?
The polyester one?
Yeah.
Have a glass of sake. Play Candy Crush with the lads.
I do love Candy Crush.
I'm not allowed it.
No, you have to be microdosed.
I have to microdose Candy Crush because otherwise I go insane, as proved by my liquid salt pour game score.
No, it'd be podcast crazy.
Zine mad.
Grab a glass of sake.
Come to our event on Monday.
No, do discourse with the lads.
Come to our event.
What event? Anyway, we actually do have a launch event at the end of the month. It's going live on socials on Monday.
Yeah, so
like Monday today, if you're listening on Monday.
You might know before we've announced if you've heard this in the morning.
So you should go get your ticket, come hang out with us. So this week's podcast topic is Princess Treatment meets the Tea app. Should we start with the Tea app maybe because it's a bit newer?
Yeah.
A bit more
Yeah, I feel like
timely.
you know more about this than me.
I don't know that much. So I don't know that much.
But
I'll give it a shot.
Here we go.
I know what the research is and I have heard it in the ether. It's basically there's this app called... What? What's wrong with the
research
ether?
is and I've heard it in the ether.
What's wrong with the ether?
That's just such a fucking quote, isn't it?
I've also been logged out of Twitter this week, so I haven't been, like my finger hasn't been on the pulse as much as normal.
Well, I've been bedridden, so I've not either.
Fuck's sake. I'm going to relog in though, guys. I know everyone's concerned. Not on my personal account because I'm still banned.
But on the polyester account,
On the polyester account.
On the polyester account, she looks. So if you ever want to DM that to speak to Ione,
you could just DM my Instagram. True. Anyway, big tangents today.
You're lots of tangents. I'm not well, sorry. Anyway, what's the tea app?
And I'm not, by the way, I have given the option multiple times to not do it.
What's the tea app?
Would say that I'm not like, exploiting labour laws by having you do this podcast.
No, you're not.
Thank you.
Fucking I'll gun to the end and say it.
Fuck off. The tea app describes itself as the safest place to spill tea about potential online matches, allowing its subscribers to conduct background and criminal record checks, reverse image searches, and communicate anonymously among one another about men posted on the app. Prior to being taken offline, which it has been now, they had over 6.2 million users, which is bananas.
Yeah, because when it happened, I thought, oh, it's a new app where they've got like 140 people on it.
It's massive.
It's actually huge, yeah. But I think it's mainly in America.
Yeah, it's mainly American.
Because in the UK, we've got like, are you dating this man? Berkshire on Facebook.
Everything's just conducted here still through extremely localised Facebook groups.
That's where I conduct all my business.
It is. You're in so many. If you want to speak to Gina directly, get in the Pretty Originals Facebook group.
I can't believe you've exposed Pretty Originals.
Why?
But the thing is, when you are in a Facebook group, you can post anonymously. And I think like on this...
Are you posting on them anonymously?
No.
Oh my God.
But people are posting in there anonymously. And I think that's why it's a better space to be doing stuff like this than the tea app, because you literally had to like upload a picture of your ID. You had to have a profile picture. That was you.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Also, I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that you're like safer under Daddy Zuckerberg than you are on like a different app.
Well, you're safer of being fucking...
You don't have to do the verification process. So verification processes online are something that we're seeing become more and more normalised, which overall I'd say bad.
Yeah, awful.
In the case of the T app, it's because you had to upload, not even age verification, it was identity verification. You had to verify your identity to prove that you're like not a man, basically, I think, which also like, but I guess the purpose being is that we wouldn't. I didn't use this app. I don't know it before this.
Well, the thing is that we're doing an episode on dating, both happily married.
No one, as in, you wouldn't want one of these men to get on the T app, basically, and, see things written about him. So it's meant to be like a safe space for women to share things.
Especially, like, because it wasn't just like, is this guy a shagger? There's also stuff like about domestic abuse and things like that,
stalking and stuff like this. The app suffered a major data breach in the evening hours of July 25th. I'm taking this from a NPR article, by the way, called T encouraged its users to spill. Then the app's data got leaked by Alana Wise, published on the 2nd of August. So, T suffered a major data breach, revealing users' driver's licenses, direct messages, selfies, and other sensitive information, such as photos and addresses, which were used to make a map of T subscribers' locations. More than 70,000 images of the app's users, including verification photos and pictures of government IDs, were leaked. And it was basically it was done by 4chan users, so alt-right, extreme, incels, men, people that are little cunts.
You know the type.
You know the type. Who were angry that the platform existed. Now it's been taken offline. So I think my big thing, and I feel like it's kind of strange that we're still also bad, shouldn't have happened, 100% not. The incels are bad people.
4chan are known for doing this as well.
Yeah. But what I would say is, like, something that worries me. So people are kind of just calling these, like, digital spaces that women do this as, like, whisper networks. But I think we've, like, learned our lesson time and time again, like, our generation, people in their early 30s, etc., that, like, exposing people on the internet never really goes well, or, like, is never really a safe thing to do as someone that has experienced bad behaviour. And like lesser than the first point I made, can leave like vulnerabilities open to like fake stuff happening, which is obviously lesser of a case, and also, yeah, just happens less, but it's still like it's a thing. But worst of all, yeah, it usually leads to repercussions for the person that is like talking about this behavior and doxing and like stuff like this. Is like, do you remember when, it must be nearly 10 years ago now, when that Google sheet got released of like badly behaved / abusive creative men in like journalism or creative industries in London, and it was like open and you could add it in, and like it was like you could put their like name, where they work, and like the reason why, basically, and not who submitted it. But straight away it went like so big, and like everyone was trying to like do like is it a mouse hunt? Like a hunt
rat chase.
I don't know, to find out who made it, basically. And I feel like stuff like that just always kind of descends into hysteria.
Yeah.
In a not sexist way.
Well, yeah, it just turns into carnage and anarchy, especially on the internet, because so many people using the internet want to be trolls or flippant or like cynics, and like are like, or dismissive even of like things that women are saying to each other.
Especially of open sourced info as well. Like, so I understand why it was like appealing to the T app to make people go through these like verification processes, because if something is just like open source, then it can be exploited by people that like aren't even in the place. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like trolls, hackers, whatever, etc., etc., etc. But obviously things seem to always backfire. Yeah, so I can see why people think verification processes are like necessary, but I think the problem here is not that, like, obviously is never that women and other marginalised people are communicating like these instances to each other. It's like the internet. People are kind of describing it as like a whisper network. So the term whisper network kind of came into play in a general public consensusness in 2017 when we were hearing about the trial of Harvey Weinstein, but also just existed forever. Do you know what I mean? Like in workplaces, in schools, in like friendship groups, or like even wider friendship groups. And I think all of those things are fine when they're done in personal settings, like even online in personal settings, like messages, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's like having this such like, you can't have a whisper network that has 6.2 million users. That's not a whisper network, that's a mass network. And like it does leave people really vulnerable.
But I also think there's people online as well, and also in real life, who are so like have turned being like anti-woke into being like anti-Me Too, anti like calling men abusers, anti calling them out. There was like a lot of the like feedback to the app even existing was like loads of men being like, this is a breach of like my privacy, that I can be posted in an app that I can't see what's being said about me, I can't defend myself. Mm-hmm. And that's probably why 4chan has gone in and like blown this into a big fucking scandal with doxing and everything, because they're following that thread of being like, well, let's even the playing ground. Obviously they're not. Obviously this is fucking like horrific what's happened.
Yeah, and
to all
like
these
people
users.
are making like different websites where you can like rate women of the T app, like all the users taking their photos and being like this one or this, or just like extreme misogyny, obviously.
But like I feel like this was always going to be the conclusional end of something like this.
Yeah, I agree. I also think obviously it raises like wider, like people are talking a lot about how like women don't feel safe on the internet, women don't feel safe dating, using apps. And I think it's part of this problem, again, where we see the internet and experiencing things digitally as like separate and its own thing from real life, when really like experiencing anything online is just a reflection of what's happening offline and like in culture. And it's like, well, women don't feel safe anyway, like marginalized people don't feel safe anyway, especially in this like increasingly hostile political climate and like the rise of incels and the far right. And so that's going to be reflected online, and people are talking about, I think something that doesn't annoy me but I just think is a bit like moot, is like people talk about having to deal with women's safety specifically, which is obviously true, but it's like it should just be women's safety online specifically, but it should just be people's safety, like marginalized people, women's safety across the board, because like at the end of the day it's never really been safe to like date, never been safe to date online. You always put yourself open, you leave yourself open to these vulnerabilities and risks, and like we know a person can take whatever precautions they want. It doesn't stop these things happening to them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the
And it's just like all a new layer of that because it's happening on the internet. It's not as if like men's behaviour has suddenly become more extreme or changing. Like in the same way women are using these whisper networks, men are sending like naked photos around that girls send them. Like men are talking about women in secret group chats. Like all of this fucking shit is happening on the other side of the coin as well.
Yeah, 100%. I also think, not to get a bit Sex and the City about it, but all the good men are taken for women our age.
Gina, you can't say that as a married person. That's fucking crazy. That's
like
so
the dating pool of great straight men is shrinking. I think that's not just because
people have been saying that for the whole time.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just not just because they're being snapped up, but because men are being radicalised.
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely, and also people. I think the internet makes misogynistic behaviour. One thing that it does is kind of like barefaced show it. Like, for example, pre-internet, men wouldn't have the option to do some of the mad stuff they do now, like sharing nudes. Like, what are you going to do? Fucking photocopy it and post it? Doubt it.
Also,
Maybe.
they all kind of had like a base level of misogyny that you could expect from a man.
I'm not being like the good old days, and like young people particularly probably have to like experience, like people in school, I mean, like you probably become wise to like boys not being nice people way earlier.
Oh, definitely.
Actually, no, boys have always been pricks.
Boys have always been pricks. They've just got new ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And they all go on 4chan and rile each other up.
There's also a stat in this, let me find it. There's a stat in the research where it's like only 43% of Gen Z men say they consider themselves feminist compared to 61% of Gen Z women. And annoyingly, it doesn't like compare that stat to millennials or like older generations. But if that has been shown to like decrease, it's definitely, well, I think it's twofold, which leads us into like the second half of this podcast, which is princess treatment. So Gen Z men are becoming more radicalized to like a completely different political ideology, and why we would maybe be seeing an increase, like that wide gap between Gen Z men and women, is because like feminism has become this flimsy thing that like a trad wife can call herself as well.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that Gen Z women are being like, right on.
But I also think
it's
like,
more that they can bend feminism at their whim to meet, which we've spoken about loads with choice feminism.
I think as well, like there's more different spaces for men and women online. Like we're being more segregated online. That's kind of like, I'm not saying the T app was segregation, but like obviously women want to have safe spaces online, men want to have spaces to be Nazis, and we're like, that is also like widening the gap between like what women are consuming online, what men are consuming online. Whereas before, I think we were all kind of consuming the same stuff, whereas now people interact in very different and more like niche spaces, even if that's just on like a Reddit, for example.
Another thing about the T app is that they basically said that the selfies would be used for verification processes only and then would be deleted immediately after authentication. But then the company stored the photos, which left them so easy to access that 4chan users like didn't need to break anything. Like they literally just had to like know how to look for them.
Nothing gets deleted on the internet, rule one.
Yeah, I know.
Rule one of anything on the internet was not getting deleted. It's the same as the fucking internet.
Gina says, even though I know you've had your Twitter wipe before.
My Twitter wiped?
Yeah.
I have wiped my Twitter.
I'm not judging, I'm just saying that famously is something that got deleted off the internet. But I bet someone could find it if they really wanted to.
There's all those archive pages of the internet where you can see like old Argos listings or whatever, or like fucking old Craigslist ads.
Yeah, I'll never forget when we set, like 10 years ago, when someone had, I'm going to try and leave this as vague as possible while still making it interesting. Someone had a chance romantic encounter with someone in a public setting and only knew their name. And we told our other mate the name and the location, and our mate found them on the dark web, everything about them, including their profession. That's bananas.
And the thing is, like, back then we were like, wow, The Matrix. But now that's like commonplace.
I mean, I still think, wow, The Matrix.
Most people, most young people.
Like, it wasn't like an uncommon name.
People could do that now, though.
Oh, yeah, true. We're just past it.
It's just more like common, yeah.
We're over the hill.
To be able to do that. And then...
to be fair, though, I think I'd rather know how to, like, make a PDF or print a document than cyberstalk someone. Because everyone says Gen Z can't print document.
Practical skill.
Not to reignite the generation wars, not the gender wars, famously. The generation wars, because we don't want to revisit that. Anyway.
Let's go to a break.
A bit late, but better late than never.
And we're back.
We are back! And we're talking about princess treatment, which again seems like opposite, but I think it all feeds into this basically like resentment across the board. People are feeling like very real resentment about dating, and then it's being like fueled by extremism from like Nazi men and women. That's, well, also right-wing women is the thing.
Nazi
like,
women.
This is what I'm saying. We can't make the assumption that like boy equals right wing, woman equals left wing. I know everyone will listen to this podcast will be like, obviously, but I think a lot of people consume, for example, dating content or content about the princess treatment as if it's like politically neutral.
Well, I think what was good was that people are like, she's being abused about the woman who did the princess treatment. And then loads of people were like, I think she's out abusing.
Okay, you tell us the story then. The story. Tell us a tale.
There's this influencer called Courtney Joelle, which her real name is Courtney Palmer. She's 37.
I was like, what? Are we going to go, her real name is Courtney Joelle?
She made a video in the start of July or late June. That was her talking about the princess treatment and how it informs her relationship and how she defers to her husband. She said, if I'm at a restaurant with my husband, I do not talk to the hostess, I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food. She said in the beginning of a nearly 6-minute long video. She goes on
who's making a 6-minute TikTok as well?
She just goes on and says like loads of shit like that basically, like,
so I don't talk to waiters. Yeah. I don't order for myself. My husband orders for me.
I don't even make eye contact with the waiters because I'm a massive cunt. And then all her like sorry, I'm just like tangenting, but all her like stuff after that has been like, obviously I make eye contact with them and say thank you.
So why'd you make the video then?
Why are you lying then?
Rage bait.
I thought it was really good in one of the articles in Cosmo by Annabelle Owegbu. It was called It Might Just Be Time to Start Ignoring the Tradwives. And at the end she's just like, tradwives are like what we think they are. They're just content creators. Like, how many times are we going to fall for the fact that this is an unchallenged fact? How many times are we going to automatically think that these women are actually doing this?
Yeah, I agree. And also, this is kind of a tangent. I don't think she was actually doing that, or she actually does that in real life. I think she was just rage baiting. And then she spoke to like a magazine where, and she was like,
People Mag.
It was People, and she was like, and then I looked at my analytics and they said that people only watch the first 30 seconds, so I'm obviously just being misunderstood. It's like, babe, you made a 6-minute TikTok.
I'm not listening to that.
Who the fuck?
Not even on 2 times, 3 minutes.
What the hell are you joking? Like, I give a fuck. And I think it's insidious because, like, we've spoken about this so many times. It's that, like, grown adults, and not just that, but, like, people that know exactly what they're doing are making content specifically to rage bait other people that are similar to them, but on the opposite side of thinking. But that doesn't account for, like, younger people who are maybe just getting into the dating pool or, like, doing whatever, watching it and being like, oh, that's real.
So her video then turned into a trend, which was called like princess treatment versus
bare minimum.
Where like the one I saw a couple of weeks ago was where this woman had a husband or a boyfriend on like a garden chair and she was holding a hose and she'd be like, paying for my pedicure, and then he'd go, princess treatment, and she'd like squirt him with the hose and be like, no, that's bare minimum. And then like the next one she'd be like, breakfast in bed, and he'd be like, bare minimum. She'd be like, yeah, that's right, that is so right. And then the next one she'd be like, right, brushing my hair before I go to bed, and he'd go, bare minimum, and she'd be like, yeah, you got it now. And then she'd be like, carrying me to bed every night, and he'd be like, princess treatment, and she'd be like, no, bare minimum.
Fetish content.
Bit of that, bit of both.
Absolute fetish content.
But also, like, it was like giving the ALS challenge.
Yeah, but we'll probably do a podcast on this, but like, because I've seen so much about it, like how people talking about the dead internet, where the internet is just made up of like fake things, AI slop, blah, 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 how that's coming for us soon. And it's like, we're already fucking there. Like, nothing exists on face value on the internet anymore. Well, very few things. Obviously, all of our posts do. And these podcasts.
Psych, we're massive sexists.
Nothing exists at face value, and it's so crazy, and it must be no wonder media literacy is in the toilet, because nothing is as it seems. And I was watching the Bonnie Blue documentary. What? It ties in.
I know, it's just horrible, isn't it?
I was watching the documentary about Bonnie Blue, the if you don't know who she is, she's like the...
We did an episode about it.
We did an episode about it, and she's the one that does like what's it called? Endurance challenges, basically, for sex. So, like, I shagged 1,000 men in a day and puts it on OnlyFans, but then OnlyFans banned her.
And she hangs out outside, like, universities for Freshers Week.
Yeah, and it's like, barely legal boys.
Come and fuck me.
And then also went on Andrew Tate's podcast, and in this documentary says that she would fuck him. But this documentary maker follows her and is like, and she's like, oh yeah, whenever I just want more attention, all I do is like make a video being like, your wife isn't treating you right, daddy, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you whatever that she should, and post that. And then it's like, because if the wife's getting annoyed, she's telling her husband, and her husband's going into the bathroom at night on his phone and searching Bonnie Blue and signing up.
I'm signing up.
So she's basic, and everyone's like, she's a businesswoman. She's like thinking about how to monetize rage content. It's like, that's what everyone does. That's like literally the lowest common denominator of making money on the internet now is like rage bait content. And I think people who, a lot of these things think that, a lot of these creators or people think, again, back to people thinking of the internet as its like own thing that doesn't reflect real life. They think that they can make these things in a vacuum and it doesn't actually make the world worse. It does.
I've got a solution.
Go on.
I think the creative fund should just not exist on anything.
No, I agree. It's so weird that that's become... Also, I've never made money on Creative Fund. Can someone teach me how?
What TikToks are you making? Only secret ASMR account, like...
Or even on Polyester one.
Well, I don't think it counts for a business.
Oh.
If someone on TikTok work,
Bonnie Blue's a business.
Please text. please email us.
Bonnie Blue's business.
Right,
that's her whole point.
Right,
That's her whole point.
I understand, but I don't think she's in the creative fund.
No, I think she's definitely demonetized for sure.
I think she is demonetized. Yeah. But it's like we said, like that's why people like Corey's World are doing like 27-part series on like why he stopped eating baby bells.
Yeah, and it's like she's got this thick as pig shit business manager that she met like on a porn shoot. That's just like a guy who's like, I just think she's really clever. No, she's not. She's so dumb.
Someone should do like This Is Spinal Tap, like the fake documentary.
Yeah, about Bonnie Blue.
Let me do one where I'm Bonnie Blue. I'm Randy Red, Bosch.
I also think before we is that his name? Who's Randy Red?
It's a riff on Bonnie Blue. I've just made it up. I'm very smart.
I think before we finish,
Who's Pigman?
Who's what?
Pigman.
I don't know.
Pighead.
Oh, Pighead. Pighead man. Before we finish, what I was going to say was, because last episode we didn't get the chance, would you like to give us your American Eagle ad campaign solve?
Oh yeah, obviously it's fucking straightforward. Roll out.
Straightforward.
Immediately roll out 10 ads with loads of different diverse people saying the same script.
Yeah, and they obviously haven't done that because they actually don't care.
You could even just get all the influencers and make them record
Yeah,
their
do
own.
it as an influence campaign.
Just do it as an influencer campaign. Be like, obviously we did Sydney first. She's the face of our brand.
But here we are.
But here's 100 videos of everyone else doing it.
But instead they've gone...
Anyway, if you need a crisis, fucking...
Call us. Yeah, she's
Up you
tapping
for
her
thinking.
head.
Down you for
Even
dancing.
under these conditions.
I'm thriving.
Just... Well, thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Ione.
If you've watched the Bonnie Blue documentary...
Can you DM the Polyester Twitter account?
Because Gina won't watch it.
He wants to talk to you about
And I put myself through it for no reason.
What do you mean no reason? I never told you I would.
Well, I just thought you might.
I'm alright, thanks. Want to see blurred out shagging? I'd watch Love Island.
But and with that, the episode is finished.
Thank you, Ione, for joining me
Thank
in my
you.
hour of need.
Thank you, Gina, for crawling out of your sick bed to be here with us today. It's so appreciated.
Thank you. Laughter is the best cure.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Thank you, Bridget, for sound checking.
And to Zach and Jen for doing the research. And Olivia
for editing. And for you, for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.